Welcome to this episode of Liberty Creek. On this episode, Jen and I are up at the off-grid cabin again. Well, good morning, folks. It is now Saturday morning, probably about 8 o'clock. Just had breakfast. Now you can see a little bit better out here. Let's take a look around the yard. I'll show you no snow. There's the truck. It's got my tools in it. I have to get some tools out. Go do some work. Got a little snow right there. That's where I had this thing up to like 4.5 feet, this pile. Because when I made the trail, I had a trail here, and in the front, I was blowing it all right here. And it was pretty high at one point. 2 weeks ago, you could barely see the top of the benches. So it melted a lot. The ground has taken in a lot of water. The only thing is, this is one of the best years yet, because as you can see, there's not too much mud because it's been so warm. There's my broken bird feeder. Jen just saw a bobcat. We're sitting out here. I hear the woodpecker. I'm gonna go look.
Oh, there he is.
Where?
He's looking in the woods. We're going up towards the rocks there.
So, folks, Jennifer spotted a
I would say a bobcat. Had a short tail.
bobcat. I did not see it. She kept saying, she got very excited. She was like, there it is, look right there. And I was looking, I didn't see anything. Then she saw it again. And I was on the hunt for it. So I grabbed my camera, I came over here. I've been staring at this side where she saw it cutting up towards the rock wall. And we've been over here for 5 minutes now. I have not seen anything. But yeah, that's what we got to see. Well, she got to see when we were enjoying our coffee out on the porch. I wish I got to see it, but I don't know. She said it was huge. Everyone says these cats are huge.
Well,
Bobcat.
bigger than I anticipated. Taller than I thought it was going to be. About this. It probably would have came up to me.
Yeah.
Right here.
So
It's not a kitty.
they're out there looking for food, and the ground is very saturated over here. It always floods over here.
But it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I've seen it worse.
Oh yeah, I've seen it worse. Let me go sit back on my porch. Maybe we'll see some more stuff. All right, so it's almost 9 o'clock. Let me show you what's going on. So we're entering the screen and porch. Last year at this time, none of this existed. So this is the first thing I want to do. If you look up here, I have a wire running, and I want to run that wire all the way down. I thought I had more wire up here, but I don't. So if I put the ceiling on, if it goes smooth today and the ceiling goes on, it's going to be metal roofing like this right here. So if I am capable, I don't know, I haven't tried this yet, of putting that roof on or the ceiling, I'm going to close it in. And what I would really like in here, because I don't want to have regrets. I've rushed things in the past. You guys know me. This is going to be coming out of like the power room. Now, this line is probably long enough to run all the way down, but I don't have enough to run into the power. I have a bunch of stuff hanging in the back here. See it all? That's probably another 8 feet, and that would be enough to complete the run, because I would like to, I could always bring out a box on the bottom here, ran from a different connection. That's not a problem. I want to be able to run it down here, and then maybe put a exposed conduit coming down and put a box on the outside just in case. Also, maybe I'll just leave it up here, a box, just in case I'm gonna put a security camera in the future or something like that. Ran off of solar. I have it now. I would like to put a box here. I don't know how I'm gonna do that yet. For maybe a light out here. So that's the dilemma I'm in now. I could maybe just run some type of wire string so I could pull stuff through, but that would be very difficult. So I'm thinking I'm gonna drill the holes, see if I could bring this wire all the way through, and then maybe just go ahead and put some boxes in, and I could extend the wires at that time. And that's the route I think I'm going, because I got to do with what I have. Okay, folks, so I started on the porch. Jen's in her outdoor kitchen, little spring cleaning here. She's putting together her stool. The stool, if you remember that episode, I found for like $10. That's my foot over here making that noise. It's not me ripping them. So updates, probably, I don't know. I want to do so much. It's so nice. It's so beautiful out. It's crazy the difference in 2 weeks up here. Got the stars and bars flying, and I'm outside enjoying the cabin, and projects have started. Now, I want to put a small deck on the front here, maybe just like 3-4 feet, bring it down, and just to be able to put these high stools on it, so you can sit there and eat at Jen's Snack Shack, the counter, and really just kick back and relax. So that's that'll be coming up. I'm just going to put something basic, probably grab 3 more or maybe 4 more of these blocks, and I'll put them even in the ground, run some 2x4s or whatever, and some cross bracing, throw some decking on top, call it a day. Yeah, and what I'm working on now, folks, is I bought enough J channel. Here's some J channel. Do you see why it's called J channel? For the entire porch. At one time, Jen and I envisioned the entire porch having metal roofing, and we used that metal roof for the top of Jen's Snack Shack. So we can't order more. You can, but it's very expensive because you have to order a certain amount, and I think it's over like $1,000. And you know, when we ordered all the roofing for the rest of the porch and every, you know, the top of the porch, the ceiling of the porch, it was over $1,000, just over $1,000. So I was able to order it, and that saved us a lot of money going through this direct to the manufacturer. But you have to have an order of $1,000. And just to probably finish the porch, if we wanted to go that way, it probably is only like $400 worth of roofing. And, you know, so they won't let me order. And if you order like through Home Depot, it's going to cost you a lot more. So maybe I'll put the pine on the ceiling. I don't know. I don't even think I have put anything, but we'll see what I do. But basically, this J channel, I got so much of it, I could screw up if I if I mess up, I mess up. I got so much now. So the J channel just goes up, and then the panel is going to slide into the J channel. I don't know what's going to happen at the end. I'll tackle that problem when I get to it. One problem I have is they're not the correct size, so I'm going to have to cut every single sheet. I think I'm going to only need like maybe like 5 sheets, 6 sheets to do the porch. Then I'll see how many I have left, and yeah, go from there. But I have never done this before, so I'm going to attempt just to tack these up there. I don't know what screws I'm going to use. I'll probably use the screws, some roofing screws, to tack them into the pressure treated wood, and go ahead and cut a piece and try to slide it up in there and see what it looks like. So come along, let's see if this is going to be a major pain in the ass or it's going to go nice and smooth. Let's see what happens. All right, radios. All right, so I grabbed some measurements. I'm going to put up the 2J channels on both sides. I'm only going to tack it up with like 1 or 2 screws. I want to see if the screw heads get in the way of me hanging it before I go ahead and put a whole bunch of screws in and find out I can't do it that way. I don't know, it's the first time I'm doing it. I researched this a little bit like a year ago, and I should have brushed up on it. So it seems like the ceiling's 66 inches, I think. I wrote it down. 66.5 inches. So I'm pull 66.5 inches from this piece, this panel, cut it, and then go ahead and attempt to hang it and see if I run into any trouble. If it slides right into the J channel, looks good. What I'll do is I'll pull back out, I'll tack it up really secure, and then I'll slide it back in, and I'll actually tack the center up with a bolt too, or a screw, a roofing screw. All right, let me pull some measurements and go from there. Now, a lot of you always say, I want to see you do the work. A lot of people don't want to see me do the work because most of the time I'm stumped figuring it out, or it's just a long process. I get sidetracked. I'm talking to Jen, and so if you don't see me measuring every piece and putting up every piece, and I just give like recaps of, you know, something that should take 15 minutes, it might take me an hour and a half because I end up doing something else. So those of you that are looking for an entire afternoon with me hanging these 5 pieces, you might only catch 10 minutes. And a lot of times, like right now, if I wasn't explaining to you why you don't see a lot of the work, I would just be forwarding this real quick, and it would take me like maybe 10 minutes to cut this piece, and you only see it in like 10 seconds. And I think a lot of people don't want to see me 10 minutes messing with measurements and drawing a line and cutting it. And the ones that do, I'm sorry. You know, you let me know. Maybe I'll release some full editions of like 3 hours of video of me cussing, swearing, and being sidetracked, saying, oh, a squirrel. Like Jennifer, I'm trying to do this, and Jennifer's putting together that stool, and she says, these bolts are too long. I can't figure out. It's a pain in the ass. This thing was $15 for a reason, because the damn bolts, there's like no heads on it. They're not bolts. They got screw heads on the bolts, so they strip very easily. So I have to go over there before it becomes, you know, you can't put them together any longer because the heads were getting stripped. And it was a pain in the ass. It's a 2-man job, and something that should have took someone normal, if they gave you normal good screws or bolts, 5-10 minutes to assemble that, turned into a 15-minute project, because we're not trying to strip the screws, and the screws they gave us, or I don't know why they were that long. There's no reason to be that long. So anyway, that's where we're at in this world, buying cheap ass shitty products from overseas. Everyone's on board with it. Everybody's cool with it. The majority of people are cool with it, supposedly. I find that hard to believe. That's why you get quantity of bullshit instead of quality that lasts. Ask your grandfather how long his lawnmower lasts. I think I've owned this property for a couple of years. I've been through a couple of them. You know? Ridiculous. I'm trying to wear gloves because this metal can cut you up. You know, I'm just winging this, folks. I'm not winging it, but it doesn't have to be super exact. We're pretty close. I'll use marker. I used to use the chalk line, but when I start up the cutter, it just blew the chalk right off. So if I have something that just gives me an idea works out good. All right. Let's get this. Once I cut this and lift the air track up and see where we're at. Just double check my measurements here. And it's a little off. Hair. Okay, I got it. I see what happened. Grab my eye protection from Home Depot if you saw that episode. Like butter. I should have some hearing protection in. All right, let's go see if this works. All right, so I got the track up. Let me show you what I got going on here. So there's the tracks. I had to use some decking screws. As you can see, I don't know if you can see that. I put some decking screws in. Just tacked them up. I tried to put them all up. And this side I couldn't because the metal was in the way. And they're sit back too far, so I would have to go into an angle. I would have probably liked to put them up in there better than into the cabin wall, because I just, you know, I caught about 3 studs, but there's wiring in that wall. I don't want to hit that wiring. I couldn't remember exactly. I think the wiring on this wall is much lower because of the countertop. But I know it runs up into the loft, so it's always a gamble when you start punching holes, screwing stuff into walls. Should have marked it better. Remember, it goes down. So if you're trying to put this side in and then that side, here, go ahead, get on the ladder there.
Put both corners in at the
Let
same
me tell you, put it in and then I'll talk.
Doesn't make sense. The bubble isn't gonna fit in that track.
Yeah, well. I have it. Oh, I think it's like a hair too long. It might be a little bit longer down here, you know? There we go. I got it. Mine started. Got yours started? All right, hang on.
Something's stuck. I think it might be the
wire. Yo, we can't back up. We're fine. Wire. I gotta cut here anyway. Wait, what's that? Now, what I'm trying to say is, you see here, and then it goes up.
Yeah.
So if you try to put this is a shorter distance than that. This is longer here. So if you're shoving this in and bring this up, you're going to scrape the shit out of our wall till it gets to the track, like we did. All right. Huh? Oh yeah, we're gonna need the stool. Let me save you. Let me help you.
You're not even showing them how to do this.
Right there.
Oh.
I don't know what they can see. I pointed to see on. All right, folks. So it went right in the track pretty easy. I had explained to Jennifer, you got to put this side up first because it's shorter here. Swinging this up, you hit the screen, you might rip the screen. Swinging it up here last, it's definitely not going to reach, and you're going to scrape the shit out of the cabin, which we put a scratch on, but we'll get paint. But and then it got caught on the wire. Ah, shit. Got board or something? Maybe get rid of that little stick. Something's stuck. What? Something gets stuck on one side and then That's it. Yeah. What's sliding pretty good? Over here. How's this thing stuck? This side, I think it's this side.
Okay, no, I was over here.
Where?
It's definitely
Opening
stuck
my
over
wire.
here.
Oh, stuck. Stuck. Oh,
Yes.
it's stuck on the wood. Like carving into it. Wow. Hopefully I just rip up my wires too much. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt my back. It's almost like a door. Ooh, what the hell is that?
Looks good.
Yeah, it does look good. I like it. I like it. I gotta put a lot more screws in now. Right, yeah, right here. See, it's digging into the wood.
Yeah.
Sharp.
At least you know
Huh?
whatever size that is will work all the way down.
66 and a half.
Yeah.
And we have a gap over here. Does it get close? Uh-oh. Oh, it's hitting. Of course. This is gonna be tough. Ouch. I just hope you put it in the right way. You're not like, I don't like it. Just grabbing something.
So the next one goes over that little part, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah, supposed to, but maybe.
Well,
Something's not coming tight here. It's almost tight up there. I think the wall's crooked, that's why.
well, you could put something
Yeah, some molding.
because you have to keep it up.
Or is it just not?
No, it's gotta go closer to that.
It might be stuck on something. See it's stuck on anything?
No, it can't be that crooked. I think it's stuck. Oh, it's digging in the wood over there.
Where?
Right?
Here?
No, like 6 inches up. Right there where your finger is.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah, you got
it sure is.
to pick that off. Just
I don't think
flick it
so.
off. I'll try it.
No, well.
It's stuck again on a piece of wood.
That's tight right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you just gotta get past that. There you go. Now it's there.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Shit, you know what?
Not that dirt.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Clean off the dirt. Do that later. All right, let's take a look at this, folks. Folks, this is why I fast forward everything. All right, so there you have it.
Looks good.
We like it. I'll probably maybe I'll put screws in at the end so it's very uniformed. Like have straight lines with my screws. Maybe 2 screws per panel or something. Straight down, just to hold it.
Or maybe just in the middle.
Or just in the middle, somewhere. I can see where the studs are. Let's go over there. I can't. I should have marked them. That sucks.
Unless you want to do it now as you do it.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, so I'm going to throw a couple in.
You could probably feel it.
Yeah, we like it. Jen likes it. So far, we like it. We're going to come over. We're going to try to overlap this, see if it allows me to. And then we'll just continue it down and see what happens. Now, probably even, maybe I could try to throw in, like here, to weigh a little. I could throw in a, like here. See, I could put a screw in here now.
Yeah.
And I'll lock it in, actually. All right, let me
Go cut some more.
cut some more, get this going, and maybe I'll run you in the corner on fast forward, and you can watch me do it, because you guys always say, you know, you see you start a project and boom, it's done. Because I don't want to put you all through that, man. All right, let me get moving. So, this side. You good?
Put yours down first. Put yours down first.
wait, wait.
Watch the wire again.
I'll back somebody hurting tomorrow. Shit, do I got this on going super fast? I hope so. Alright folks, so the ceiling is done. Let me walk down here a little bit. Now, as you can see, there's like a little bowing in spots where the panels meet. They sell these things called stitch screws if you ever did a ceiling or a roof to join the panels together. They're short little metal to metal screws. And I have a bunch of those. I think I'm gonna run a line down. I think there's, how many panels did I use? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.5 panels, so I'll put 5 stitch screws in just to hold them together in the center. Then I'll look at it and see if it looks better. Like the stitch screw will just go like that, so you don't see. I'll just hold it together.
I just made a little
Oh,
tiny.
you didn't put no hot dog on it.
Oh, well, I thought you were gonna show it there.
So Jen's over here getting the barbecue ready.
Just a tiny one.
Just a little tiny barbecue for a couple hot dogs. I'm up there putting the stitch screws in, and I had to bend some of the metal, so I want to put 3 stitch screws in where each panel meets, and try to so there's no, you know, you'll see it. But I do notice, I mean, I'm going to nitpick my work, but all right, we jumped to forward, and ooh, they're screaming for me. Pops, I put one on for you. Where are you? He's coming out of hibernation slowly. He'll be up here soon, folks. All right, we kind of opened the snack shack first time this year. I'm gonna eat right here and have my lunch. So we'll see you in a bit. See what else I could get into. All right, folks. So I'm going to go ahead and start collecting water again this year. Looks like I don't know how water actually got in one of my tanks, but there's water in there, and if it's still frozen in the top half, but the tank's still good. It didn't crack the tank or anything, but I don't know how the water got in there because I pretty much pumped it all out, and I disconnected, unless it got backed up or clogged and backed up into it. I don't know, but it's weird. Unless I had the top loose and all that snow that was on top slowly melted into it. I don't know. It's weird. All right, so I'm going to go up on the roof here, clean out the gutter. And if you remember my Starlink right there, the wire came loose and it was hanging off the side of the cabin. I think what happened when I installed Starlink, I put it underneath the eave of the cabin and just forgot about it, and then the snow or the wind or whatever blew it out of the eave, and I forgot to tack it in, and then the snow took it down, and I'm lucky, very lucky, and then pull it right out of Starlink and break the $75 cable. So let me go on the roof and see what's going on. Where you going? She needs a chair. Jen needs a chair to watch me go on the roof, so we got to take a little time out until she comes over and foots my ladder, because my ass, you know. So I got some staples in my pocket. Here she comes. She needs her chair. You couldn't wait till I got on the roof and got your chair? There you go. Oh, watch the. Let me make sure my hammer don't fall out and smack you in the head. Let me take that out of my pocket. All right. Oh man, going up. Now here we go. What we got going on up here? Whoop. Got leaves. Gutter still looks good. Looks like the screw, all the my gutter anchors are in. Looks like there's some leaves I have to take out. There's the cord. It's in the gutter. You see. And when there was like a 7-foot snowbank next to me, I stood up on it and tucked it in the gutter. Some problems right here. This gutter got stretched, folks. You could see it. Oh, it broke the end. Oh my goodness. I almost definitely, well, I do want to take it, go ahead and remove it up there to there, the gutter. Maybe I'll do that. Look at all the leaves. I gotta clean all those leaves. The chimney's looking a little rough. Might have to pop that off and clean it. Okay, so I went up there, cleaned out the gutter. One of the gutter ties broke, brackets broke. I had it's actually the bolt actually snapped off of it. And it's probably because so much weight. That's why we don't have gutters in Vermont. Usually the snow will take them right off. But since I use rain collection and they're not easy to take off, I leave them up all year and deal with it in the spring. So I'm gonna go back up on the roof. I'm gonna put this bracket on. I'm gonna tack the actual gutter to the cabin with 2 more screws just in case, because it's away and like all the water is coming off. It's just falling between the gutter and the roof. And then I'm gonna go over to the other side. I got check the chimney because there was some leaks going on over there. And I think the guys didn't tighten their all their screws tight enough when they replaced the flashing. And what else? and I got to fix the gutter on that side. That gutter is a mess. It took a real blast from the snow, or when the snow slid off, whatever happened, it's a mess. It broke the actual end of it. So I'm gonna see what I could do for now, just so it could collect some rainwater for the garden. All right, so I'm off the roof, and what I got planned now is I want to put a floor in the back utility closet on the porch there, and I have these two pieces of wood, and Jill wants to start cleaning out the porch so she can have room to enjoy it. So I'm gonna try to use up these two pieces by putting that floor down, and I don't have any of my saws with me. All I have is my table saw. So I'll make it happen. And let's see if I could get that down today. And we'll go from there. Well, plywood's going down on the floor. Jen made me some coffee, take a coffee break. Sit out here and enjoy Mother Nature. And then back to work. Let's get some stuff done. All right, it's getting late in the day. Let's see what we accomplished. Right, Jen?
That's right.
All right, so my next thing is to clean all this up. And the rear utility room, I put a floor down, a subfloor. I'll probably be putting some life proof in here just to make it look a little nice. This all just some leftover plywood I had, threw it down. I still have a couple sheets there for probably another project, but I wanted to put all my solar in here. I'm having second thoughts now. I'm putting I'm not sure what type of batteries. If I do the lithium batteries, build a small shed right out here for the batteries itself, just in case, because those are the things that cause the fires. All right, we cleaned up for the day. So here's Jen sitting in her screened-in porch. I put the cot in here to try it out, and this is our little lookout. I'm thinking about putting a gazebo over here, and that's where I'll put some solar panels on. Maybe a cowboy hot tub. Yeah, right there. Maybe fence in this part of the yard eventually. Maybe run a little small fence around this area. Yeah, it's nice. So, boom. Now, Jen's going to make me some sausage and peppers. No, I'm sorry, Philly cheesesteak tonight. Ooh, yeah, Philly cheesesteak. Right?
With peppers and onions.
Mm-hmm. So we'll check that out shortly, folks. My battery's dying, but ooh, Jen's got the Blackstone going. Oh yes, 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 yes. Got the Blackstone going, and it's all shined up and ready for another delicious season up at the cabin. All right, so it is now Sunday morning, and Jen's making some breakfast. What we got on here, Jen?
Some sausage. McMuffins.
Having some McMuffins this morning. Now, I've been up for a while, already surfed the web a little bit, started my coffee. Generator's out there screaming because I got the coffee pot on. But it came out, last night it did rain, and This is what I was doing this morning already. I came out, took a look. So this is my water catchment for I use this one just for anything around the property if I need water. Right now nothing is in it. Yesterday it rained and I forgot to attach this. I usually detach them all for the winter. I don't want this filling up or freezing, so I just attached it, put a new sock on it. But this is really kind of dirty inside. There's a lot of stuff that got into it last year, and when I come up next time, if there's water in it, there should be, I will try to slush it around and drain it and get it out and clean it. Now come over here, we'll take a look at my two totes here. Generator's screaming over there, and that coffee pot really revs it up. These two totes, there's a lot of water sitting here. There's close to, I don't know, 500 or something gallons. I'm planning maybe getting another one. I will be hooking this into the cabin this year. Like my buddy over at St. Bernard Acres, Joe, he just put water into his cabin, and it must be great not having to lug up so much water. I'll still lug up a little bit of water for my coffee and stuff, but to catch the rainwater. And then my plan is to, this is how I have it hooked up for now. That's how I have it hooked up for now. Basically what happens, if you're new to my channel, is it captures all the water, runs off this side of the cabin, and my other one captures all the rain that runs off that side of the cabin. This will come down, it will enter into the leaf eater up there, it will come down, it will hit the bottom, and that will fill with water. There's a ball in there, and the ball will stop right here. That's called the first flush, and then that should have flushed everything off the top of the roof, like pollen and bird shit and anything like that. So that all gets captured down below. The rest, it'll get sealed off, and the rest of the clean water will come down and go into here. At that time, I have pool socks. You could buy these online, and basically, let me see if I can show you what I got here now. I just put them over this like so. There's a little ice in there. This definitely filled up quite a bit last night because I actually had it on there. Last night I hooked that up. Usually in the winter, all I do is disconnect the bottom and take the ball in the house. So basically, if there is water, it just runs right out. Nothing backs up and comes into the tanks. So I'm gonna put this new clean sock on, and still stuff gets in. So my plans are, when I do put it into the cabin, I'm gonna have some type of filtration and filter the water that gets pumped into the house. And we're only going to use the water for cleaning dishes and for showers, but you know what, I want to try to just clean it a little bit better. So it did seem to me like there was water somehow got into this last year during the winter. I don't know how, but because everything was disconnected. I just keep this loose, put the sock on. It's amazing how much the sock actually cleans it and captures it. Like, here's an old sock. This is the old sock from the other side. Now this sock is from this side, and you can see it's still dirty. But that gets by the leaf eater. I got the leaf eater up there. still comes down, and then the sock grabs it. But there's still some stuff that the sock doesn't grab. And I just keep all this loose, just the elbow here and this, because I need to take it off now and then. I also keep this loose because I don't have an air vent. Let's take a look in this one. Basically, folks, it's pretty amazing how it works. I have them both connected to each other. Take a look down in there. It's a lot of water. Now, I have them both connected to each other, and I just leave the top loose to let air out. Because I don't have as I just said, I don't have a breather. They fill equally. That's why I try to get them on a nice flat surface. I built this area and I smoothed it out. They both will. It will come in. It'll enter that. And once it gets up past the fill line where the PVC comes in, it actually starts backfilling this. And then as it rises, they both rise together, and it's because it's just equal value in each one. Now, I'll show you this too. So, basically, this is underneath my utility cabinet, or my utility. I'm going to be moving the propane tanks, if you see there, and they're empty right now. I'm going to be moving those out here, probably on the back right here. I'll be putting the propane, or somewhere down here, it doesn't matter. But propane's going to come out. I'm going to extend the black pipe, because I added this on after, and I had them on the side. So I'll be moving the propane back here. That is for the stove in the cabin. That's it. Those are 30-pound tanks. I will be running those 30-pound tanks for the stove and the wall heater. And I just need to extend my black pipe to over here, and then I'll hook them up, and that's where they'll stay. And I'll have to extend the black pipe this way to the wall heater. And since my son's a propane technician, if I could ever get him out here to help me, that would be great. But anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna have the line run somewhere over here and probably up into here, or I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it yet. There's so many different options and ways. I just got to think about safety, because that will also run off of propane hot water, instant hot water. Some units go outside, some you can put inside, just have to vent it outside. So either or, I have the options. It's right here. And then I'll have a pump. Pump will be located probably somewhere down under here, and I will probably use PEC tubing. I'm not sure yet, and I'll run the two lines. Let me show you how this works right now. So if this was hooked up to a pump, I would just open this, and as you can see, gravity fed right to the pump. And from there, it would actually pressurize my system in the cabin. It would run water all the way to the faucet and all the way to the shower and to the hot water heater. So I'll probably have two lines, one going to the hot water heater and one cold line going to the both faucets, the shower, the faucet, in the kitchen, and then the hot water line coming out of the hot water heater going to the bathtub or shower and the sink. I think that's how I'm going to do it. I don't know. I got to talk to my son about this. But that's what I'm planning on. I want to just make sure I do it right and safely. And okay, I need breakfast, but my brain's not working so good. This definitely filled up last night. Let me see. What happens, folks, is once this is probably filled up, if you come down here, this drips. This slowly drips. See it? That's too much. So it is filled. You got that on like so.
It just slowly drips over time. That might be too much. You want just a drip.
Basically, so there's a storm, and when that fills up from the storm, the ball rises, and then all the clean water comes off. And then after the storm, this will drip and drain. All the sediment and everything goes to the bottom, and there's a filter on the bottom. I could open that up and take a look at it and clean it out. And once it's all dripped out, like it's doing right now, I don't know if you can see, it's just a slow drip. It'll be empty, and it's ready for the next storm to capture the first flush. So that's how that works. It's all starting to come together. And let me go inside and eat my sandwich. And it's Sunday. Not sure if I'm gonna do anything else. I wanted to do so much. I did a lot yesterday, but look at, there's just a little snow left. Definitely rained quite a bit last night. That's why everything's all shitty. And that's probably the last of it right here, folks. Last of the rain. Another thing I want to do before everything starts turning green and just getting ridiculous over here is I want to cut all these down, all the little stumps, rake this all out. I want to put some landscaping fabric all around this island so it doesn't get all just crazy. And then Jen wants to plant some flowers and stuff like that. But every year I say I'm gonna do it. It grows prickers over there. I want to get rid of those pricker bushes and just and last year, if you remember, this was really thick and I took out a lot of stuff, and it was much better now. But all right, let me go in the house, stop chatting. Get done. This is great. This was a great weekend. This is one of the first years that we owned the property that we were able to come up here after Easter and actually do some work. Usually we still have snow on the ground and it's just miserable. And it was like 80 degrees yesterday. It was beautiful. But now it's misty and the temperature definitely dropped. Jen's packing up. Want to thank everyone again for subscribing. I hope you like the content. I give you whatever I can. And I will see you all on the next one. Stay safe, my friends. Peace.